Stop listening to the hype. Sales tell the real story. We ignored the garage queens to find the 15 kings that dominate American roads in 2026. From bulletproof commuters, cheaper than a laptop, to $40,000 touring monsters, we reveal the secret specs that make these bikes fly off the lot. Want to know what America really rides? Don't argue with us. You all bought these machines. Number 15, Suzuki DRZ4S. We kick off our list with a motorcycle that was frozen in time for 25 years, only to be reborn in 2025 and become an instant bestseller in 2026. The Suzuki DRZ is a legend, and the new 4S model has reignited the dual sport craze in America. People are buying these things in droves because they are the perfect balance of modern tech and old-school durability. It features a brand new 398 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine. Unlike the old carbureted dinosaur, this one has electronic fuel injection and ride-by-wire throttle. It pushes out roughly 38 horsepower and 27 foot-pounds of torque. It finally has a 6-speed transmission, solving the biggest complaint of the last 2 decades. It can actually cruise on the highway without screaming its lungs out. It weighs roughly 330 pounds, making it light enough for serious trail work, but planted enough for the street. It is a tall, slim dirt bike with license plates. The seat height is a towering 37 inches, meaning short riders will be dangling their toes. The seat is flat and narrow, designed for movement, not for comfort. You sit on top of the bike, commanding a view over traffic. The handlebars are wide and braced, perfect for wrestling the front end over logs or through gridlock traffic. It feels purposeful. It feels like a tool. It is perfect for the rider who wants to commute to work on Tuesday and ride single-track trails on Saturday without changing a single bolt. It dominates the urban jungle because it can jump curbs and absorb puddles that would swallow a sport bike whole. Dealers are struggling to keep these on the floor. A brand new model retails for $8,099. Because it is so new, the used market is tight, but you can expect to pay around $7,500 for a slightly used one. The Suzuki dominates the dirt, but our next entry dominates the hearts of hipsters and retro lovers everywhere, with a thumping British heartbeat. Number 14, Royal Enfield Classic 350. If you think you need big horsepower to sell motorcycles in America, you are wrong. The Royal Enfield Classic 350 proves that style and price are the ultimate sales tactics. This bike sells in massive numbers because it looks like a restored antique from 1950, but it starts every morning with the push of a button. It features a 349 cubic centimeter air and oil-cooled single-cylinder engine. It makes a modest 20 horsepower and 20 newton meters of torque. It is not fast. It tops out at 75 miles per hour if you tuck in and pray. But speed is not the point. The point is the thump. The engine has a heavy flywheel that creates a rhythmic, calming heartbeat that riders absolutely fall in love with. It gets over 80 miles per gallon, making it cheaper to run than walking. This is a time machine. You sit on a sprung solo saddle that floats above the frame. The foot pegs are mid-mounted in neutral. The handlebars sweep back to meet your hands. You sit upright, chest out, feeling like a distinguished gentleman or lady. It is incredibly approachable for new riders because the center of gravity is low and the power delivery is as gentle as a golden retriever. It is perfect for cruising around the city, riding to coffee shops, and taking slow, scenic rides on back roads. It forces you to slow down and enjoy the ride. It is an antidote to the stress of modern life. The price is the hammer blow that seals the deal. A brand new Classic 350 starts at $4,699. You can find used ones long for $3,500. It is the cheapest way to look expensive. Quick pause. We are just getting started. We have touring monsters and speed demons coming up. If you appreciate honest reviews of the bikes people actually buy, click that like button right now. It helps us keep our engines running. Number 13, Kawasaki KLR 650. Some things never die: the stars, the sun, and the Kawasaki KLR 650. This bike remains one of the best-selling motorcycles in America, simply because it is the automotive equivalent of a hammer. Forget that it looks ugly. The fact that it is heavy and it works makes it a good bargain. Besides, Americans love a bike that can survive the apocalypse. It features a 652 cubic centimeter, liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine and about 40 horsepower. It chugs, it rattles, it burns a little oil if you ride it hard, but it never stops running. The latest generation features fuel injection and ABS, bringing it slightly into the modern era, but it retains the soul of a tractor. It carries 6 gallons of fuel, giving it a massive range of over 300 miles. It is the most comfortable dual sport ever made. The fairing is wide and blocks the wind effectively. The seat is a massive, plush loaf of foam that you can sit on for 12 hours without complaint. The handguards keep the freezing wind off your knuckles. It is tall and heavy, weighing nearly 487 pounds, which makes it a handful in deep sand, but stable on the highway. This is the bike you buy if you want to ride from Alaska to Argentina, but you only have $5,000. It is a pack mule. You can strap a microwave to the back of it and it won't care. A brand new KLR 650 costs $6,899. The used market is flooded with them. You can find a decent used one for $4,000 to $5,000. It is the best value in the adventure world. Number 12, Yamaha MT-07. The naked bike segment is a war zone, but the Yamaha MT-07 stands atop the pile of corpses as the victor. It sells in huge numbers because it hits the holy trinity of motorcycling. It is cheap, it is reliable, and it loves to wheelie. It features the legendary 689 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine with a cross-plane crank. This firing order gives it the sound and feel of a V-twin. It makes 74 horsepower and 50 foot-pounds of torque. The magic is how the power is delivered. It is instant. It punches hard from the bottom, making it the most fun you can have at legal speeds. It is compact and aggressive. You sit upright, but your feet are tucked back slightly. The tank is narrow between your knees, making the bike feel incredibly thin. It weighs only 406 pounds. It feels like a bicycle with a rocket engine strapped to it. It fits short riders, tall riders, and everyone in between. The best use case is the street hooligan. It is the perfect daily rider that turns into a stunt bike on the weekends. It is agile in traffic, easy to park, and insanely fun on twisty roads. It is the bike that makes experienced riders giggle and beginners feel like heroes. A brand new MT-07 retails for $8,200. Because they are so popular, they hold their value well. A used one will still cost you around $6,000 to $7,000. While the Yamaha owns the streets, our next bike owns the dirt roads and the Starbucks parking lots with equal dominance. Number 11, BMW R1300 GS. You cannot talk about motorcycle sales without mentioning the king of adventure. The BMW GS is a status symbol, a technological marvel, and a sales juggernaut. Despite being expensive, Americans buy these things by the boatload because they are arguably the most capable all-around motorcycles on the planet. It features the massive 1,300 cubic centimeter boxer twin engine and a 145 horsepower and 110 foot-pounds of torque. The shift cam technology makes it docile at low speeds and a screaming banshee at high speeds. It uses a shaft drive, so there is no chain to clean. It is loaded with radar cruise control, heated seats, and suspension that automatically lowers when you stop. It is perfection. It is big, but the weight disappears once you move. The wind protection is adjustable electrically. The riding position is commanding. You look over the roofs of cars. You can ride this bike for 1,000 miles in a day and wake up fresh the next morning. It is luxury on 2 wheels. The best use case is the Swiss Army knife. It can tour cross-country like a gold wing, carve canyons like a sport bike, and conquer fire roads like a dirt bike. It is the bike for the guy who wants one machine to do everything. The price of admission is steep, but the sales figures show people are willing to pay it. A brand new model starts at $19,890, but once you add options, it is closer to $25,000. Used models hold their value insanely well, trading for $18,000 to $22,000. I have a question for you. Do you think the BMW GS is worth the money, or is it just a status symbol for rich guys? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Number 10. Harley-Davidson Lowrider S. Harley-Davidson dominates the American market, and the Lowrider S is the bike that captures the current West Coast performance cruiser trend perfectly. It is blacked out, powered up, and sold out almost everywhere. It is the bike that younger Harley riders aspire to own. It features the massive Milwaukee 8 117 cubic inch V-twin. That is 1,923 cubic centimeters of American muscle. It produces 103 horsepower and 125 foot-pounds of torque. It vibrates, it shakes, and it pulls like a freight train. When you dump the clutch, it leaves black stripes on the pavement. It is aggressive. It comes with mid-controls, forcing your knees up high, which gives you better leverage for cornering. The motocross-style handlebars are on 4-inch risers, putting you in an attacking position. It has a small bikini fairing that keeps the wind off your chest. It is not a laid-back cruiser. It is a muscle bike that demands to be ridden hard. This is the Harley for the guy who used to ride sport bikes but got older and wanted something cool. It can hustle through corners surprisingly well, and it has the straight-line speed to humiliate hot rods. A brand new lowrider costs $19,999. On the used market, they are highly desirable, selling for $16,000 to $18,000. Number 9. Honda CRF 300L. If you want to know what the best-selling dual sport in America is, look no further. The Honda CRF 300L is the champion of the people. It is not the fastest nor the most high-tech, but it is friendly, cheap, and utterly unkillable. It sells because it is the easiest entry point into the world of off-road riding. It features a 286 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine. It makes 27 horsepower and 19 foot-pounds of torque. It is soft, it is gentle, it will climb a mountain, but it will do it at its own pace. It gets 70 miles per gallon and weighs only 309 pounds. The maintenance intervals are huge. You basically just change the oil and ride. It feels like a toy in the best way possible. It is slim and light. The suspension is famously soft, soaking up bumps like a marshmallow. The seat is narrow, allowing you to move around easily. It is approachable for beginners because the power delivery is never intimidating. It is perfect for throwing on the back of a camper van or riding from your garage to the local trails. It is the ultimate first dirt bike for adults. A brand new one costs $5,449. They hold their value incredibly well. A used one will still cost you $4,500 to $5,000 because nobody wants to sell them. If you are thinking about buying your first motorcycle this year, subscribe to our channel. We have guides to help you pick the perfect machine. Number 8. Indian Scout Bobber. Harley isn't the only American brand moving units. The Indian Scout Bobber is a massive sales success because it offers a liquid-cooled, high-performance alternative to the Sportster. And it looks absolutely mean right off the showroom floor. It features a 1,133 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V-twin engine. It makes 100 horsepower. That is the selling point. It has serious speed. It revs high and pulls hard all the way to the red line. It is smoother and more refined than the air-cooled competition. It is slammed. The rear suspension has only 2 inches of travel, so you feel every bump in the road. The foot pegs are forward, and the drag bars pull you forward, folding you into a clamshell riding position. It looks cool as hell, but your back will hate you after an hour. It is a bike designed for vanity, and Americans love vanity. It is designed to look good parked in front of a venue and to blast from stoplight to stoplight. It is a statement piece that also happens to be fast. A brand new Scout bobber starts at $12,999. On the used market, you can find them for $9,000 to $11,000. The Indian is cool, but our next bike is the undisputed king of the midweight adventure segment, loved by serious off-roaders everywhere. Number 7. Yamaha Tenere 700. The T7 is a phenomenon. Since it launched, dealers have struggled to keep it in stock. It sells because it rejects technology. In a world of complex electronics, the Tenere is simple, raw, and focused. It is a big dirt bike, and that is exactly what American riders wanted. It uses the same CP2 parallel twin engine as the MT-07, making 74 horsepower, but it is wrapped in a tall, rally-inspired chassis. It has no ride modes. It has no traction control. It has a switchable ABS button, and that is it. It is pure mechanical connection. The engine is bulletproof and has the perfect amount of tractor-like torque for climbing technical trails. It is tall. The seat height is nearly 35 inches. You sit high with a rally tower in front of you that holds the instrument cluster. The handlebars are high, perfect for standing up. The seat is a flat plank designed for off-road movement. It feels like a Dakar rally bike that you can buy at a dealership. This is the bike for the rider who actually goes off-road. It is for the person who thinks the BMW GS is too heavy and complicated. It conquers deserts and forests with ease. A brand new Tenere 700 costs $10,799. Used prices are high because demand exceeds supply. Expect to pay $9,000 to $10,000 for a used one. Number 6. Kawasaki Ninja 500. The Ninja name is synonymous with sport bikes, and the Ninja 500 is the best-selling sport bike in the country. It replaced the legendary Ninja 400 and took the crown instantly. It sells because it looks like a race bike but is comfortable enough to ride every day. It features a 451 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine. It makes 51 horsepower. It is fast enough to hit 110 miles per hour, but docile enough for a first-time rider to manage. It has a slipper clutch and ABS. It screams to a high red line, giving you that authentic sport bike experience without the terrifying power of a leader bike. It is a trick. It looks like a super sport with clip-on handlebars, but the bars are actually mounted on high risers. You sit surprisingly upright. The seat is low, and the bike is incredibly narrow. It is comfortable for commuting, yet sporty enough to drag a knee at a track day. It is the default choice for anyone who watched Top Gun and wants a motorcycle. It teaches you how to carry corner speed without punishing you for mistakes. A brand new Ninja 500 costs $5,299. The used market is full of them as riders upgrade. You can pick one up for $4,500. While the Ninja rules the sport class, our next bike rules the cruiser class for beginners, proving that Honda knows exactly what new riders want. Number 5. Honda Rebel 500. This is the bike that killed the Harley Sportster 883. The Honda Rebel 500 sells in astronomical numbers because it is approachable, cool, and reliable. It takes the scary out of cruising. It uses a 471 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine, the same one found in the CBR 500. It makes 46 horsepower. It is smooth, quiet, and vibration-free. It has enough power for the highway, but it is impossible to stall. It is the friendliest engine in the world. It is built for everyone. The seat height is a super low 27 inches. Even the shortest riders can put both feet flat on the ground, which builds massive confidence. The riding position is neutral, with mid-mounted pegs and an easy reach to the bars. The bobber styling with the blacked-out components and fat tires makes it look much cooler than a typical starter bike. It is for the rider who wants the cruiser aesthetic, but doesn't want the weight, heat, or vibration of a big V-twin. It is the perfect city bike. A brand new Rebel 500 is $6,499. Used ones are everywhere for $5,000. It holds its value better than almost any other beginner bike. I have another question for you. If you were buying a first bike, would you choose the sporty Ninja or the cool Rebel? Tell me which one wins your vote in the comments. Number 4. Harley-Davidson Road Glide. If you ride on the American interstate system, you will see a road glide every 5 minutes. It is one of the best-selling motorcycles in the country because it is the ultimate mile muncher. It has a cult following that borders on religious. It features the Milwaukee 8 117 V-twin engine. It makes 105 horsepower and 130 foot-pounds of torque. It is a torque monster designed to pull a heavy bike, a passenger, and luggage up a mountain at 80 miles per hour. It is defined by the shark nose fairing. Unlike other bikes, this phalange is mounted to the frame, not the handlebars. This means the wind doesn't push the steering around. It makes the bike incredibly stable in crosswinds. You sit in a deep bucket seat with floorboards for your feet. It has a massive infotainment system with GPS and loudspeakers. It is a couch that does 100 miles per hour. It is for the rider who considers a 500-mile day a short ride. It is built for the open road. A brand new road glide starts at $26,599. Used ones hold their value fiercely, often selling for $20,000 to $24,000. We are entering the top 3. These are the heavyweights, the bikes that define American motorcycle culture and move massive volume every single year. Number 3. Honda Grom. Size does not matter when it comes to sales. The Honda Grom is a 125 cubic centimeter phenomenon. It sells because it is pure, distilled fun. It is the bike that everyone wants, from 16-year-olds to 60-year-olds. It features a 124 cubic centimeter, air-cooled single-cylinder engine. But here's the trick. It is automatic. It uses a CVT transmission, just like a scooter. There is no clutch lever. There is no shift lever. You just twist the throttle and go. It makes about 9 horsepower and tops out at roughly 55 miles per hour. It gets 160 miles per gallon. It costs pennies to insure and run. It is a mini bike. It has 12-inch wheels. You feel like a giant riding it, but the seat is comfortable enough for city blasts. It is incredibly agile. You can U-turn it in a hallway. It brings out the inner child in everyone. It is for riding to campus, stunting in parking lots, or modifying until it breaks. The aftermarket scene is massive. You can build a Grom to do anything. A brand new Grom is $3,599. Used ones are surprisingly expensive, often selling for $3,000 because demand is always high. Number 2. Harley-Davidson Street Glide. This is the quintessentially American motorcycle. If you ask a child to draw a motorcycle, they draw a street glide. It is the best-selling large displacement motorcycle in the world. It is the icon of the bagger class. It uses the same Milwaukee 8 V-twin as the Road Glide, producing massive torque and that signature potato-potato sound. It rumbles, it shakes, it feels alive. It uses the Batwing fairing. This fairing is mounted to the forks. It provides excellent wind protection and places the gauges and radio directly in your line of sight. It feels more compact from the cockpit than the Road Glide. It has hard saddlebags that lock, cruise control, and a comfortable passenger seat. The best use case is the American Dream. It is the bike you buy when you have made it. It is for cruising Main Street, touring the national parks, and being part of the massive Harley-Davidson Brotherhood. A brand new Street Glide starts at $26,599. Used prices range from $18,000 to $25,000 depending on the year and mods. And finally, the #1 most sold motorcycle in the USA. It isn't a Harley, it isn't a sport bike, it is a tiny, weird, automatic scooter motorcycle hybrid that costs less than a fancy bicycle. #1. Honda Navi. This is the volume king. The Honda Navi is the best-selling street-legal two-wheeler in America for one simple reason: the price. It costs less than $2,000 brand new. It opened the door to motorcycling for thousands of people who never considered riding before. It features a 109 cubic centimeter air-cooled engine. But here's the trick: it is automatic. It uses a CVT transmission, just like a scooter. There is no clutch lever. There is no shift lever. You just twist the throttle and go. It makes about 8 horsepower and tops out at 45 miles per hour. It looks like a Grom, but it rides like a scooter. It has a storage box where the engine usually sits on a motorcycle, which is perfect for a few groceries or a jacket. It is tiny, lightweight, and unintimidating. The seat height is 30 inches. The best use case is the gateway drug. It is for college students, RV owners, and city dwellers who want cheap transportation. It is the ultimate errand runner. It is fun, simple, and impossibly cheap. A brand new Honda Navi is $1,807. You can find used ones for $1,200. For the price of an iPhone, you can have a Honda motorcycle. That is why it is #1. More two-wheeled machines? Click this video right here. We reveal the bikes that should be in your garage. And before you go, don't forget to click that like button, subscribe, and ride safe. Bring protection.